I'm William E. Cooper, and I'm your mayor here in the city of Enterprise and the city of Progress. I'm so happy to be with you today, and I hope that you are having a great career day and are learning about many opportunities that you will have to choose as you grow into adulthood. Right now, I'm gathering tools of knowledge and skills that you will need to, as far as your career choice, you'll probably discover a lot about your personal interests, and some things inspire more than others. Curiosity and exploration of your job interests are good. So I hope that this career day experience will give you some ideas how to help guide you through your school year and to your adult life. As mayor, I love to see young people grow into great, responsible, and productive citizens of this community. But I want you to know that I am about you as more than as mayor. In fact, some of you may know that long before I was mayor, I was a teacher. And I believe it or not, I was a student just like you. Now, to be honest with you, I grew up in Dothan, Alabama. And of course, I went to school at the public schools there, Carver High School, graduated from Carver, received a band scholarship to Alabama State University, and it's from there, well, I got my first teaching job here in Enterprise, Alabama. How I got interested in music was that I come from a family of musicians. My mother was singing in the choir, and of course my grandmother was in the choir, and so then I ended up in the choir. So that's why I got the idea of wanting to be a musician. And going to college was most enjoyable, being a country boy coming from a small town, going to a big city like Montgomery, Alabama, which is the capital of the state of Alabama. And of course, I had a good background. I had a good music teacher at Carver. Matter of fact, I had two good music teachers there. Mr. Whiting, my core music director, and Mr. Eugene Woods, my band director. And when I got to college there, I had a good background. So it meant now that I was able to succeed at what I was trying to do. And with that in mind, and moving on, I wanted to make sure that the career that I selected would be the one that I would enjoy and that I could teach children to play musical instruments. And I have really enjoyed it thus far. For 42 years, I served as band director at Coppinville High School, Coppinville Junior High School, and then also as an assistant principal at Enterprise High School. Now, in order to get yourselves ready for a career like this, you have got to be able to select the right subjects. Reading is most important as writing and math, and in this day and time, technology. I would advise you to not duck the hard classes, but to take the classes that will fit you for your career. Now, as you grow up and you're in high school, and you can also get part-time jobs that will give you some internships as well as extracurricular activities will be best. I always suggest being a part of the band, being on the basketball team, core music, the football team. Those extracurricular activities really help students. I'm for one, as I've suggested to my own children, you need something else to do, and that way you will learn how to deal with people, and you will learn that winning is not always the idea of it all, but it's how you play the game. And having a career in education was real dramatic for me, because when I went in as a youngster, the idea was to try to teach children and to be the best that I could. Now, in order to be successful, you have to reach for the sky. And of course, let the sky be your limit. Don't ever think in terms of looking down, but always look up. There's always something that you can learn. Anyway, being the person that you are and what you're trying to do, you have to acquire knowledge at your best. There's nothing wrong with reading and getting an understanding. Be thoughtful, be able to ask questions. And when you ask those questions, make sure that you understand what you're asking and understand what you're getting. My idea of a successful person is one who tries. It's not where you come from, but it's where you're going. And that makes the big difference. One thing that I think is important for you to know is that you don't have to just stick to one job as an activity of your life. Many people choose a career. Let's take the military, for instance. You can go into the military, stay 20 to 30 years, and you can retire, and of course after that you can come out in the private sector. As one of my great friends served in the military for 20 years and came out to be an English teacher. So it means now that even though you might have had that part, but you can go into something that's within, as I said, public service. And while you are trying to pursue a career, you can always be involved with public service, and that is very important. That means that you would be a responsible citizen. You get involved with your community civic clubs and organizations that help people and provide for a good community outlet, and like serving on the city council or serving on the school board, or examples a way you might want to serve the community. You might even want to be mayor one day. I become interested in serving in the community. Well, my brother taught American government, and I was a student of American government. And of course, being in that class, I wanted to know more about the government, and I was able to learn the 50 states, all the 67 counties, and I was just concerned. And of course, when the federal government came down and redistricted the city of Enterprise, I ran for city council, and from city council to mayor. I served on the city council for 30 years. And of course, with that part of it, I was able to get a lot of training. The training came about as being president of the council. Many times the mayor would assign me positions of different things to represent him about. And I represented him to the best of my knowledge. So that gave me a lot of experience. Now what I liked most about it was that you get a chance to meet people, and you get a chance to go out in the community, and as you work in the community, these things also bring about knowledge of that community. Then when you get to that part, you think in terms of being a leader, not only from the city council point of view, but the being a mayor. Okay, now being the mayor of this town really brought about a great impact upon me, as well as my family, as well as the community. Being a teacher, the students that I've taught, the people that I've come in contact with, working in the church and doing community services, gave me a general idea of what it means to be a part of a leader. leaders are not just that made every day. I feel like leaders are born, and once they get this in their system, and this is what they want to do, then they will try to do their best. I tell any student that when you come into a situation, never use the word I can't. I can, I'll try, or I'll do my best. Even though you might be wrong in many instances, but the truth is always going to make the scaffold of justice stand. My thoughts to you is to consider the impact of your life and what you're going to do. Nobody can tell you to be this or that, but be what you want to be. And as I have said before, it's not where you come from, whether you live on this side of town or that side of town, but be what you can. Everybody's not going to be able to go to a 4-year college or play football or basketball, but whatever job you select, do it well. If you're going to be a bricklayer, be a good bricklayer. If you're going to be a plumber, be a good plumber. If you're going to be an electrician, be a good electrician. But whatever you do, do it well and enjoy what you're doing. And then as life falls within you, you will have a great day to move on in the right direction. And remember this, whatever you do, don't forget where you came from. And always try to help somebody. One of my mottos, if I can help somebody, then my living is not in vain.